And welcome back to this week's Yellow Couch Stories. I'm your host, Brittany and Montgomery, and today's conversation is being recorded from the national headquarters of the National Association of Negro Business and Professional Women's Clubs Incorporated right here in Washington, D.C. The Yellow Couch Stories is a presidential initiative of NAMBPWC, and of course, we were founded in 1935 by 7 visionary Black women entrepreneurs with a mission to promote and protect the interests of African American business and professional women. And today's guest understands just that. She understands capital, ownership, and leverage at a high level. Joining us on the Yellow Couch today is Brandi Bridgett, a leader in finance at the agency at National Harbor, operating at the intersection of luxury markets, institutional capital, and generational wealth strategy. So she's going to teach us how to have generational wealth. So today we'll explore the difference between income and ownership, access and influence, and what it takes for Black women to move from earning within the system to shaping the system. Brandi, welcome to the Yellow Couch Stories.
Well, thank you for having me.
Of course. So we're just going to jump right in. So before the capital conversations, who was Brandi Bridgett before finance became your lane? And what shaped your early understanding of wealth and ownership?
Well, before finance became my lane, I was so many different titles, I guess you could say. A military spouse, and one in particular. To the United States Marine Corpsman, a mom, right? Now 3. I was always known as Miss Matthews' sister because my sister taught in Prince George's County. She taught high school, so people always knew me because of her. And so it you know, that was me. And then as I got a little bit older and I started getting into the career, the young lady that they knew was the young lady that worked at the plastic surgeon's office that helped people transition into a healthier version of themselves.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talk about a journey.
A journey, yes.
So, speaking of that journey, what did you see in that journey about wealth that you now intentionally create for others?
You know, if someone would have told me 25 years ago that I would be where I am right now, I would have said absolutely not. But you know, hindsight is always 20/20. And so it's very funny that you're asking me this question today because I was just talking about the fact that our father has been in financial services for over 50 years now. Yes. So I am second generation to this.
Yes.
But I never thought I would be. And so knowing all of the different little principles that he's thrown at us when we were young, and they just kind of got indoctrinated into our soul.
Right.
That's what kind of put me on the track of where we are today.
I love that.
You know,
legacy,
but also many people don't realize that I really jumped ship into this because 13 years ago I was widowed. So my husband was killed in a hit-and-run pedestrian car accident. And when he passed away, so many people in my family are military, and they said, oh, you'll be taken care of. Everything's good.
Right.
Financially, at least, Brandi. And I believed them until I made the phone calls. And I realized that he had no life insurance because he was just quickly exited into medical retirement. But they said, don't worry, you have something called a TSP. And I was like, huh? Right? And so when I called and found out what that was, I found out that he only had about $1,600 in it. And so as a newly transplanting back to DC individual, a mom of 3, a entrepreneur starting all
Right.
over again. $1,600. But what made me more mad was when the check came, it was about $1,200 because I didn't realize you had to pay taxes on it. So
Now that would have sent me over
the edge. Over the edge. And so I said, wait a minute, if I don't know about this, and my dad has been in financial services,
Right.
how many other people don't know?
Right.
How many people don't understand? How many people don't get it? And so I'm that rabbit holing person. And so that's what I did. And I realized that, wait a minute, we've got to have conversations that we're not having. And so I said, well, don't just talk about it, be about it.
Yeah, be about it.
Yeah.
So, whew. So, if a professional black woman wants to significantly increase her net worth over the next 5 years, what foundational moves should she prioritize first?
Oh my goodness. Starting.
Well,
Because so many don't.
Yeah.
Right? They talk about, well, when I pay this card off, or when that baby goes off to school. There's so many if
when
and
I get
when.
this money.
Right.
When I get this promotion.
All of it.
When.
No, now.
Right.
That's number one. You got to start now.
Yes.
But then when you start now, you need to know how to start. So many times we fall into the world's kind of playbook. And so everybody tells us, go hard into our retirement accounts and this, that, and the third. But now the place that I sit, I see people who have got pensions. They've got retirement accounts.
Right.
They've got Social Security checks. And they're making more in retirement than what they were when they were working.
Right.
So taxation is a really big deal. So what I would tell them is to start understanding how to really diversify and put your eggs in different baskets.
Yes.
Understanding taxable, understanding tax deferred, but be creating a tax-free bucket. So now you truly have ownership.
Yes. Now that's a masterclass.
Right?
That's a masterclass. I'm probably going to come back and say,
Yes.
hey, need that
Let's do
masterclass.
it.
Yeah. So, what is the biggest misconception black women have about entering or getting into that retirement? Like, what is that misconception that you see?
The biggest misconception I see is that everything's going to be taken care of. Like, if I put money away, like, everything's going to run smooth sailing. And they don't understand that, no, it doesn't. There are so many variables on that. Typically, black women are the caretakers.
Yes.
Right? So, a lot of times, they are taking care of others and not being able to put away from themselves. Whether it's their elderly parent or family member or their child. Right? A lot of them are head of households.
Yeah.
So they're constantly doing for everybody else.
Yeah.
And not for themselves.
Yeah.
And thinking that it's just going to all work out. It's just all going to work out.
And the next thing you know, you're 60 and it's time to retire.
And you're
have
looking
no
like,
money.
who did it and why?
Exactly. Always.
Yeah.
Now that's another, we're going to have to talk about that one too. So many black women are high earners, which we do know that, but not always high asset holders, right?
Correct.
So what is the difference between like your income and then like that saving for retirement, and why does that distinction matter, right?
Oh, it so much matters. I know in the world that we live in now, it can be very materialistic,
Yes.
right? So everybody's like, oh, I got to have such amount of car, I got to have such amount of house, I got to do this, I got to travel for the Instagram and this, that, and the third, right? But they're not understanding that there's a whole lot of life left.
Yes.
And when they said that retirement is our golden years, it's really supposed to be living our life like it's golden. Jill Scott said it best.
Exactly.
But most of us are living in a bronze society because we haven't put the proper monies away.
Right.
And that we don't understand how taxation can eat at it.
Exactly.
Most don't understand that if you put too much a certain place, your Social Security check can be taxed up to 85%. Yes. They don't understand that there's another little ugly person that comes in that time frame called IRMA. That's on top of your Medicare costs. That's another bill. And so no one's sitting around talking about these things. So when they come, we get knocked off our feet and it's just like a pothole. You hit a pothole, you get one flat tire, you could have a whole alignment issue.
Yeah, you're going to...
And so our whole finances are going to be a whole different alignment issue. Four flats real quick.
With 85%, because, not going to lie, if I was to retire and I'm waiting on my Social Security and I think it's going to be one amount and they take out 85%, it's liable to be some furniture moving around. It's gonna be some furniture moving around.
Sometimes it's so discreet because no one's talking to you about it.
Exactly.
So when you go to your tax preparer, get your taxes done, you're just thinking about what do you owe Uncle Sam, or if you broke even. You're not understanding the inflow of how it's truly working and how you could have potentially maximized it to prioritize for your future.
Oh, I love that. So that, again, now you're dropping gems.
I'm sorry.
But you can tell you're passionate about it, so I love that.
Yeah.
So now, leading into this, what financial habits separate women who accumulate wealth simply from those who circulate money?
You know, accumulation of wealth is something that we think we're good at. But we're so much better at circulating.
Yes.
Outside of our community.
Yes.
Right? We will take our dollars and we will go and put it somewhere else, and it will continue to flourish. It probably stays in our community most of the time about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And so circulation is something that's got to be key.
Right.
But circulation is not the problem. The problem really is the root of Black business. Because a lot of us are out here having businesses that we're running like hustles and not really a business.
Speak on it.
We're going to leave that right there.
Yeah. Because I tell my little cousins all the time, do you have a hobby?
Correct.
Or do you have a business as defined by the IRS?
Correct.
Because you're operating like you got a hobby.
Correct.
So.
And some of us are making hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars.
Your hobby.
And still creating it using it as a side hustle, and it's not a legit business. So how can we continue to circulate if our foundation is weak?
Right. Ooh. That's a whole word. That's a
whole conversation.
Yeah, that's it. We cut the interview like that.
So cash flow is vital, right? Understanding how to create assets.
Right.
And so I believe us as a people, we haven't gotten there yet. Right? Because we don't understand things like having a trust and building legacy and all of the different things that is there. We want to know, but a lot of times I hear clients come in the office and they've got probably 80% of the pie or the plan put together, and it's just still not enough.
Yeah. Okay. Because I
know.
Okay. So you see economic development on the ground. Where do Black women most frequently encounter barriers when trying to access capital?
So many. That's because a lot of times it's a hustle. And so, hold on one second. I would not have answered. Yes. And so, yes, as a mom, your job never stops. Right? But as an economy or as an economic, a lot of times we talk about how we're not being able to be let through, but we don't have the right business plan.
Oh, yes.
Right? We haven't gone to go see a business attorney.
Right.
We don't have the right things in place. We have the gumption.
Right.
We have the desire.
And we got
the wherewithal.
Yeah.
We know we can persevere. We persevered for forever.
Yeah.
But when we come to the table and we are looking for that economic development and that revenue to be that surplus, we don't have the ducks in a row a lot of times. And so we want the help, and the help has been out there, but we don't always have it put in place where we can actually obtain it.
So I know someone's going to get mad at me, but this is not on my card. But what can, like an organization like this, what can we do to help people get those ducks in a row? Like,
Absolutely.
What can we do to circumvent that problem?
Bringing in leadership that can mentor and train.
Okay.
Those that are willing to give back.
Okay.
Right? So a business consultant, a legit business consultant.
Emphasis on legit.
A legit business attorney,
right,
to help people understand. But then we've also got to do mindset first.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Because when you're going in business, there are certain expenses that you can't like tiddlywink on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
People all the time, they're like, that's a little bit too expensive. I can go over here and get it from such and such.
Yeah.
And it's like, but are you cutting corners in the right places?
Exactly.
So you've got to have certain things in order. You've got to have an accountant. You've got to have a business attorney.
Yeah.
You have got to have a financial strategist. You've got to have
a
business
tax.
consultant.
Yeah, you got to have all of that.
You've got to have your tribe.
Yeah. Exactly.
And
your
so
business tribe.
And you've got to sit down and you've got to have a legit tribe in order to be able to say, you know what, when I walk into the bank, I know that all my T's and I's have been crossed and dotted.
Right.
I'm ready.
Exactly.
There's no way they can turn me down.
And if they do, I know it's because I'm black. Because I came in here with all my stuff together. I know my stuff is together.
Correct.
So, yeah. So, speaking of that, credit literacy, right? So how do we combat that? Like the institutional bias, like we just mentioned, negotiation gaps or fear or structural design. Like how do we get that credit literacy? Not just personal credit, even though that is an issue, even though that's a topic in and of itself, but like that business credit as well. So walking into the bank to say, hey, I want to buy this new piece of machinery. It costs $1 million. Give me $1 million loan.
That's correct.
Yeah.
There's so much behind that. Oh my gosh. You know, I believe that it starts kind of at adulthood. You know, at one pivotal point. I firmly believe it starts at 2.
Right.
That's a whole other conversation. But when these kids are going off to college or getting into adulthood, what do they get inundated with? Credit cards.
Yes.
All these credit card opportunities and proposals, and they're like, oh my goodness, right? No one has sat there and talked to them about credit.
Right.
And how to properly build it. And so we've got other communities out here that have built their children's credit even before they turn 18.
Exactly.
And we're like falling face forward that we're not taking that stance to be like, listen, let me get my stuff together.
Right.
So therefore my children can walk into it and rinse and repeat. So it's conversations. It's understanding credit literacy from a personal and a business perspective. Understanding all of the different hacks that you can do legally, ethically, and morally correct, right? And once again, not being afraid of taxation.
Yes.
So many times we kind of shoot ourselves in the foot because we want to not look like we had any returns in our business. But at the end of the day, who wants to loan money to a business that ain't making them?
Right.
Right? So you gotta pick.
Yeah, exactly.
And that starts with mindset.
Right.
Because if you understand that taxes were designed by the wealthy for the wealthy.
Exactly.
Why are we trying to undo it if they already are wealthy?
Right. Yeah, you gotta learn that tax code.
Yeah.
So from your vantage point, what does financial protection look like for African American business and professional women? Is it asset protection, legal structuring, diversification, credit strategy, institutional positioning, which I feel like you've mentioned each and every one of those.
Yeah. I was going to say, check all, please.
Yeah, check all of the above.
All of the above. Because all of them are so vitally important. They are in tandem. And that just talks about how much work we have to do.
Right.
That this is not an easy feat.
It's not.
And so you have to be very critical at all of them. But
Exactly.
I believe that as Black women, we're used to juggling multiple balls in the air. And so when it comes to business, we just have to understand how to strategically do that over here.
Okay.
But everything you talked about is vitally important. Probably one of the most pivotal ones I would say is asset protection.
Okay.
Because a lot of times we are out here and we're not protected.
Right.
And so it could be one thing and it's gone. And when I say asset protection, most people are thinking it's the business.
Right.
But the asset is you.
Exactly. Ooh. Yeah.
Most people don't realize you're your key person in your business. So do you have key person insurance?
Yeah.
Right? You are.
Do you know what that is?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you know what that is?
Have you set yourself up for an executive bonus plan or a structure where the business pays you? You've got to think that way so you can reverse engineer into that. And so you've always got to be thinking with you in mind. And that's sometimes the hardest for us to do. That is. Because we're always putting everyone else first.
Exactly. Okay. So how does understanding leverage, whether it be debt, equity, or negotiation, shift a woman's economic trajectory?
You know, understanding leverage is just key.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times we have assertiveness in life, just in general. But when it comes to leveraging, we sometimes get very timid in that aspect. And so we walk in this sense of, am I worthy enough? You know, can I get other people's money? Can I leverage a situation? And sometimes it's not until we've gone through life a little bit longer in business and we hit a few bumps and get a couple of scars that we realize like, hey, we're built for this.
Exactly. I can do this.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we've got to get in that community of people that really help us understanding like, hey, you've got to learn how to leverage from the very beginning.
Exactly.
Because if you don't and you try to just do it all yourself, that capital could go away in an instant.
Yeah. Real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So when we talk about economic development at scale, what role does institutional capital play in shaping which communities thrive and which don't?
A lot. I mean, we could be here for forever.
Right.
Living in Prince George's County, the wealthiest African American county per capita for the, I mean, that title
it's
just
strong. Yeah.
It's been for forever.
Right.
That title recently shifted to Charles County, but to know that I lived in a county that still had food disparities, right?
In Prince George's County.
Yeah, like where we don't have Wegmans on every corner or Harris Teeters, right? We've still got all,
and it's still the wealthiest black, like, that speaks volumes.
Yes, you won't see. We barely got a Nordstrom's rack, right? And that's in Mitchellville and Bowie, right? So it's like, even though there's still so much opportunity that is missed. And so until we start banding together and create and demand certain things and understand how economic development truly happens, right? When do certain businesses come into a environment, you know, based on how many are in the population and the income, and all of it is income driven. Right. So when we start to understand that, then we can start to demand those type of businesses and opportunities to be able to even out the playing field. Right.
And that's all we asking for.
That's right.
So what would it look like if more black women were positioned as like investors, or I'm getting my retirement together, or as capital allocators or equity stakeholders?
I think that it would cause a supercharge in businesses. So, you know, I was just recently on my phone and it was talking about the unemployment rates of African Americans within the last 12 months. And so, you know, and we see the problem, but now what is a good solution? Yes. What if those that are making it could infuse capital back into these small businesses or these individuals that now have become business owners? It changes everything on its head. And so it would be huge.
That's a program in and of itself.
Impact. Yeah. Empathy.
Yes.
Which is all things that we need right now.
And financial freedom.
Correct.
Economic empowerment. Yeah. Like that's
restabilizing.
That's ticking it off.
Yeah.
So, well, here we go. How can organizations like NASB, PwC better prepare black women to move from participation in the economy to influence over economic systems?
You know, once again, having, I think, these individuals, subject matter experts coming in, right? So, finding real estate developers and having them come in and talk about how do you do it. Yes. Those that are in fix and flips, or those that are in the construction, or those different types of communities, those things that really build a community. If we had subject matter experts coming in and saying, you know, here's behind the veil. Right. This is what we could do. Yeah. And this is how you can get involved. Yes. In really helping to bring that next generation.
I love that. And that's something, construction is something I would go to because I feel like I should be on HGTV.
Yes. So. You can come help out in my house right now. It's under full construction.
Yeah, so you know what? I will. So bring my little pink card. So in high value markets like National Harbor, what does proximity to like luxury teach us about how wealth actually moves?
It honestly teaches us that like wealth is like a chess game.
Ooh.
It is not by happenstance.
Mm-hmm.
It's strategic. It's designed.
Yes.
And it is relationship driven.
And I don't think people really understand how relationships can get you a lot further, whether it be in life, business, career, whatever it is. Like, who you know sometimes outweighs what you know.
All the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's keep it all the way real.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, knowledge is important because that's what keeps you in the door.
Right. Exactly.
But who you know
gets you in the door.
Yes.
So, okay, so if you could just redesign how financial literacy is taught to young black girls and emerging professionals, what would you change?
Everything. Oh my goodness. I tell people all the time that if a child can manipulate an iPad or a phone,
Right. Yes.
then they need to understand how to manipulate money.
Yes.
So
Yes.
many times I go into these schools and I teach on financial literacy. I know I went one time and I said, where does money come from? And the kids were like, Cash App. And it's like, no, right? Have you ever seen a physical dollar ever? Like, my kids were thinking that I was insane because I was running around the house. I was flipping up stuff because when the penny went out of service, now we want them. And they were like, Ma, it's a penny. I'm like, you don't understand. It went out of service. They had a whole funeral for it here in DC and everything. And so people don't understand how important it is to see the tangible, understand the tangible. And these kids grow up in a society where money can be easily moved and given and so on and so forth.
Electronically.
And so I feel like the conversations are just not being had.
Yeah.
And so they grow up in a very unrealistic environment and then they get slapped in the head with the reality once they become adults and need to be adulting.
Child, so let me go ahead and work on my summer camp.
Yes.
And go put that jar of pennies I got.
Someone you better hide it.
So when history looks back, what do you hope it says about how you expanded access to capital and financial literacy, like everything you've done, really?
Thank you. I hope that for generations that my efforts are being talked about.
I love that.
That my great grandchildren will read about the pioneer or the shift that I helped to create.
Oh, I love
And so that's why I work every single day.
that. Ooh, okay. Okay, so now we've gotten to rapid fire, and it's just the first thing that comes to your mind. So, credit score or cash flow?
Credit score.
Oh, yes. Yes. That's like my dad say that
It can create a cash flow anytime.
yeah. So now this is going to be a stock question. Buy and hold. So we're going to hold it for a while, or we're going to trade it. We're going to get rid of it as soon as it hit a certain point.
You know, even though I'm not a licensed investor, I'll say it from my personal experience.
Okay, yeah, your personal experience.
Buy and hold.
Okay. I love that. And I'm just going to ask you why. Like, personally, why do you buy and hold?
I think that a lot of times we have gotten in an environment where we see stuff to fluctuate and we just easily let it go.
Well, that's true. I mean, like Warren Buffett says, you buy when, everyone is scared, and you sell when the opposite, that, and I live by that. So a wealth myth that you want to break.
Oh, well. A wealth myth I would like to break. That's a good one for rapid fire. That I don't have to start now.
Yeah. That goes back to, let me just save $1,000 and I'll get started. Like, you can start now. So
$1.
Yeah. So one financial move every woman should make this year in 2026.
Buy a life insurance policy.
Hello. Yes. So, and finally, wealth feels like what to you?
Freedom.
Yes. Because let me tell you, Brittany's going to retire on her yacht.
That's right.
And sail around Monaco and do nothing.
Yes.
That's what my retirement's going to be.
Yes.
So let me go ahead and start making some money to do that. So Brandi, thank you for grounding this conversation in strategy and clarity. And I'm going to be calling you about all these master classes that we've discussed.
Thank you.
So today's discussion reminds us that economic development is not abstract, it's personal, right? It's structural and it's generational.
Yes.
So it's not simply about assets, it's about positioning, protection, and influence. Yeah. So, to the women listening, wealth is not accidental, it is intentional, it is structured, and it is built through informed decisions over time. If today's episode resonated with you, make sure you hit that subscribe button, share this conversation with a woman building her next financial chapter, and stay connected as we continue to center leadership, legacy, and economic power. I'm Brittany Montgomery, and we'll see you back in 2 weeks on the Yellow Couch. Thank you so much, Brandi. Oh my God, it was so good.
Thank you.
Ah.